How do we receive our test results after completing the MCAT? It's been over a week and I still haven't received any update. What should I do? My laptop camera is not working. Can I still take the test? What is the next round after clearing the MCAT test? I've completed my MCAT test, but I keep receiving gentle reminder emails to finish the test. All these and many more of such questions I've covered in this video, because in my previous video, many of you posted several questions in the comment sections, and the good news is, in this video, I'm going to answer them all, ensuring you get the required information. It doesn't matter if you're watching this video before giving the MCAT test or after. Watch closely, because these are real-time questions that people have, and their answers will help you a lot during and after the test. Let's take our first question of the day. How do we receive our test results after completing the MCAT test? So after taking the MCAT test, you can expect to receive an email from the company within 2 to 3 working days containing your test results. If you pass the MCAT test, the email will congratulate you on your success and provide details about your next round's date and time. But if you do not pass, you will also receive an email informing you of this outcome and encouraging you to try again later. So our second question is somewhat related to the same concern, but I get this query a lot. It's been over a week and I still have not received any updates. What should I do? So every month, thousands of candidates apply for jobs at Concentrix for various processes. And at times, due to a lot of profiles, results may get delayed. But if it's been more than 5 working days and you haven't seen the email in your inbox, then it becomes a little concerning, and you must try one of these 2 steps. Firstly, check your junk and spam folders, because such emails often get automatically moved there. If still no email found, try searching for the email using keywords like Concentrix or MCAT in the email search bar. In 90% cases, your issue will be sorted. But even after trying all these steps, you cannot find the email. There could be a possibility that you haven't received an email from the company's side. And to be honest, it does happen at times that few candidates may not get the email at all. The simple reason behind this could be is that this is all an automated process, and at times when server maintenance or updates are going on, it can cause delays or issues to email delivery, where few users may not receive emails at all, and in such cases, someone from the HR team will either send you an email or call you to tell you when your next round is going to happen. But what if you haven't received any call or an email for a long time? So it's time for you to face the reality. And you got it right. Unfortunately, you could not clear the MCAT test, and you should retry after a few days. Ideally, everyone should be contacted. But as I said earlier, let's face the reality. Priority is given to those who clear the test and are still alive in the interview game. Another important question that I want to cover here. What is the next step after completing my MCAT test? So the answer is, once you clear your MCAT test, you will receive an email from the company where they will provide you a specific day and time when your HR round will be conducted. And in most cases, the HR round happens the very next day. And once you clear your HR round, they will assign you a version test, and final will be the operations round, where you may interact with the process manager. So this answer basically takes us to our next and connected question. But trust me, lots and lots of candidates ask me this question as well. What questions do they usually ask in the HR round? To be honest with you, the MCAT test is basically a way to filter out below average candidates from the pool, so that company can focus on hiring the best candidate for themselves. So the real game basically starts after you clear the MCAT test. Things start to get a bit tricky from the HR round onwards. I'm not saying that MCAT test is easy, but as I mentioned, it's a way to filter out below average candidates and hire the best from remaining. And if you ask me what kind of questions they usually ask in the HR round, then I would say yes, I know which questions HR usually ask in the HR round and what kind of answers they expect from good candidates. But it's not possible for me to cover all this information in this video. So if you want me to create a separate video where I should discuss how to clear the HR round, then leave a comment for me in the comments section, and I will do the needful as soon as possible. But since I've taken this question in this video, I'll still give you the required information. I've spoken to many candidates who have attempted interviews and cleared them, and based on those discussions, I've prepared a list of 14 questions. Usually, HR will ask about 7 to 8 questions from this list for sure. So if you're a fresher, they will ask you a different set of questions, and if you're an experienced candidate, they will ask you different questions. Let me share 2 questions each for freshers and experienced candidates, and these questions are other than self-introduction, because HR will ask you that anyhow. So if you're a fresher and want to start your career journey with their organization, then they will definitely ask you, why do you want to work with our organization? And since Concentrix is a BPO, so the HR would like to check your knowledge about BPOs. So they might ask you, Why do you want to work with BPOs, or what do you know about BPOs? Types of BPOs, or the benefits of working with BPOs. Basically, the question will be related to BPO only. And if you're applying as an experienced candidate, they will still ask you, why do you want to work with our organization? So take this as a must to prepare question along with self-introduction. And second question would be the reason for leaving your last job. By the way, I've already created videos on all these topics, which you should definitely check out. But if you want me to create a complete and comprehensive video with all those question and answers, then do not forget to write it in the comment section. Let's move on to our next question that says, sir, I do not have a PC. Can I do all these tests from my phone? Well, to answer this question, let me explain two important things. After that, I would request you to decide for yourself whether you want to take the test on your laptop or phone. First thing first, there is no official document that says you must take the Non Voice AMCAT test on your computer only. This means one can actually attempt the test from their smartphone as well. However, neither the company nor I would recommend taking the test on your mobile phone due to a very high rejection rate. So out of 10 people who take the Non Voice AMCAT test on a phone, 8 are not able to clear the test, not because they score less, but due to another issue. In the Non Voice AMCAT, there is only one section where you have to write an essay for a certain number of words. So whatever you write on laptop, it's pretty obvious you will do the same on the phone as well. This means the score is not an issue. The problem is people get rejected due to proctoring issues. Once you check my Non Voice AMCAT video, you will understand everything about the test guidelines and what all falls under proctoring rejection. But let me quickly explain one point to you about how proctoring is applied here. So according to the guidelines, if the test taker's face is covered or not clearly visible and the assessor cannot properly identify the person, then the test will be flagged as proctoring reject. So what basically happens is, when you're typing quickly on your phone tends to shake a lot, causing your selfie camera to frequently go out of focus. As a result, the assessor only gets a partial view of your face, perhaps just your forehead or half of it along with the room's ceiling. On top of that, they cannot see your room's surroundings, leaving them uncertain whether you are alone and not seeking any external help from another person, device, or a book. That's why everyone, including me, recommends using laptop over a mobile phone, because its screen doesn't shake, your entire face and room's surroundings are fully visible, and the assessor gets complete assurance that you have taken the test with full integrity. Well, finally, I understand that not everyone has access to laptop at times. Well, I've done my best to explain the policy and all the reasons for you to consider. Now I leave the decision up to you whether you still want to take the test on your mobile or computer. Our next question is, after how many days can I reappear for the MCAT test? Well, after taking the MCAT test, if you need to retake it for any reason, you will have to wait for a cooling off period of 7 days before you can attempt it again. This means that once you've completed the test, you cannot retake it immediately after that for any other process or any other profile. You must wait for at least 7 days before you are eligible to register for another attempt. During this cooling off period, I would recommend utilizing your time to prepare thoroughly so that you can improve your performance in the next attempt. Let's move on to our next question that says, can I take the MCAT test for both voice and non-voice processes together? The answer is, unfortunately, you can't. Company allows candidates to apply for either a voice process or a non-voice process at a time. They have a straightforward policy. You can only take the MCAT test once in 7 days. However, if you have completed 7 days cooling off period, you can switch between processes or change from voice process to non-voice or non-voice process to voice. Our next question is, my laptop camera is not working. Can I still take the test? Unfortunately, you cannot take the test if your system camera is not working. Please note that without recording, the test won't start because it's a proctored test. And I've already covered all these points in my MCAT video, which you should definitely check out. Let me quickly explain that in short. It's a recorded test, and your mobile or laptop selfie camera will record the entire session. After you're done with the test, it will be reviewed by an assessor to ensure that you haven't cheated and completed the test with full integrity. In a nutshell, if your device, audio, and video have any issues, it will fail the initial system check and you won't be able to start and attempt the test at all. So my recommendation would be to arrange a system that has a working camera. Guys, I'm going to cover another frequently asked question. The question says, I've completed my MCAT test, but I keep receiving gentle reminder emails to finish the test. Is there something I'm missing? The answer is, there could be two reasons why you're receiving these emails. First, there might be system-generated emails sent by mistake, so you can ignore them. Secondly, your test might not have been submitted properly. Since the server detects that your test is still pending, it sends you automated reminders to complete it within the given time period. At times, slow internet can cause the test to freeze. People often exit the test on the final screen, assuming that it has been submitted successfully. I would always advise you to be on a safer side, and you must try this step. Go back to the original MCAT test email, click on the start test, and enter your username and password. If it prompts you to submit the test, it means due to some technical issues, your test wasn't submitted at the first place, and once it has been submitted successfully, you will stop receiving these emails. But if it shows an error while redoing the test and prompts that you've already completed the test, then it's a good news. Your test has already been submitted and no further action is required from your side. Just simply ignore all these gentle reminder emails and wait for an email containing the MCAT test results or the HR's call. Our next question is it possible to take the MCAT test at a cyber cafe? Guys, I don't think it will be a good idea to take a test at a cyber cafe because they are usually crowded and noisy. The test requires a quiet place where there is no distraction with no other person is present. The moment any other human voice is picked up or someone else's presence is observed, your MCAT will be rejected regardless how well you did the test. However, if you can ensure a quiet setting, you must go ahead and give it a shot. My brother gave an MCAT on my behalf and cleared the interview. Can I change my phone number and email address and re-give the MCAT test within the cooling off period? Can you share the frequently given topics and study material for the MCAT test preparation? Guys, this video is getting lengthy, so I've decided to cover these questions and few other questions in part 2. So click on one of the videos showing up on the screen. If you find answers to all these questions and remaining questions, then click on part 2 of the Q&A session. And if you want to learn how to ace MCAT test and get all the study material and preparation tips, then click on the second video and I'll see you there for further briefing. Bye now.